Coach Kano, Thursday, beautiful Chicago, Illinois. Actually, not that cold, surprisingly. Today, we're talking about traits of a motivator. Give a little shout out to Coach Lou. He's probably not going to see this because he's not on my email list, but I swiped it from you, brother. I know we worked, me and Coach Corello. He's now the head strength coach at University of Louisiana Lafayette. We both worked together with Coach Bayless at University of Mississippi State, and that's probably where I got this from you. But talking about traits of a motivator, I don't want to get in. I'll be talking forever, as you guys know. Now, when he lifts off some great cues, I want to tell you, go right into it on what I think a motivator is because of someone who motivated me and how I still, years later, remember those things that he did for me. Because remember, guys, it's not what you say, it's the way you make people feel. No one's going to remember this, this great quote or this great line unless they have some type of feel or they can relate to it or you did something for them or with them to make them feel amazing. So Coach Bayless, who's now the head guy at University of Connecticut, was my boss at Mississippi State. He traveled all over with Urban before that, University of Virginia, University of Florida. He was there with him in Utah. Just a great coach, great leader and motivator of men. But I want to tell you specifically in how he motivated me years after. I remember specific things he did externally for him, internally for myself that made me the coach and the man I am today. One of the times I remember we got done with the end of the off season and he brought me in the office and he won right away. He was like, Coach, this whole off season we took a ton of your input and your knowledge. Their greatness and their success this year is going to be on you. You're a huge reason for that. He had no need to tell me that, but he knew he pressed my buttons all the time to make me better, and consistently get the most out of me, where he knew every once in a while that he had to pump me up and show me that love on a one-on-one basis to keep my fire lit all the time. So as a coach, what I try to implement is always at least once a week with the players. It's even more than that. Be having a one-on-one situation where I tell them how much I appreciate them and how much they mean to this program or to me. Now, if you're that coach sending out mass text and saying, great year, fellas, to 30, change that shit. Be more personable. Try to function at a higher level. Just don't say something, do something that makes someone feel special. That's one thing. Another thing, once a year we would speak in front of the team. All the time, all the coaches, all the team. And we'd be prepared on that. And he would kind of mold us in a situation that we were set up for success. So now, years later, I have, sat in front of teams of 112 people where now 20 of those guys are in the NFL. Coaches are coaching everywhere at the highest level. And I know that I could ball. I know that I could speak very well in that situation. Why? Because I messed that shit up a few times too. Just like anything, it's from failure, from messing up. All these things I do on YouTube or giving messages to you are not always going to be perfect. So his motivation there was very, very, very driving and, molding me to learn from failures to be the best. And now the most powerful thing he ever did for me that I remember is one time, I forget, we both just went nuts after a workout and the vibe and the energy is just something you can't talk about. It was, you had to be there and you had to feel it. And that's why that's why we're coaches, because we've had that feeling before. That internal ecstasy of just this is the best fucking shit ever. How do I get this feeling all the time? Well, you have to work consistently to that feeling. But we were in his office and he's like, Kano, you're one of the best there is. You're at the highest level right now, and there's no one better than you. I'm so freaking pumped to be working with you, man. Thank you so much. And he gave me the hug, and it was, it was real because it was, at that 1.5 to 2 year mark of working together. And I remember to this day, it's 3 years ago. So it's, how do you create a real relationship of that you're just working so hard for someone, and then when you hit those points, you show that love and you give someone that belief and that confidence in themselves. And that confidence runs through my blood today. And I still remember those words he told me when things are hard and when, sometimes I have self-doubt like everyone else. Now, my question to you is, what are you doing? Not what you're saying. What are you doing to be great, to have a leader, be a leader of men, to impact others? I know, there's so many coaches out there that are just reading off a script, man. Don't read off a script. Today you got to watch your grades. Tomorrow you got to do this. speak, like, be energetic. Speak, what is you? Who are you? I had the great privilege of meeting Coach Levon Johnson, Buckhart Central High School. Fight, or focus, fight, finish. Focus, fight, finish. That's his motto, man. That's what he's all about. And I tell you what, those kids, he loves the kids and they care about him. And I could find that in a second. I just want to, I don't want to get this too long. I want to thank all the coaches who continue to motivate me and drive me every day. When you make me feel uncomfortable is when I grow. And I hope you coaches know that. The second you're in a conversation and your butt perks up and you're like, oh, I know this. No, just sit back and shut up, dude, and listen. That's what I have to do a better job too. I need to get myself in uncomfortable situations. Shut up, Kano. That's me. And listen and learn and grow because we're doing it to win the kids. Coach Kano, thank you guys. Hopefully you're fired up today. Get something that's fired up. Talk to you soon. Win the kids.